What's going on, y'all? Jason over here at Cog Hill Farm. I hope you guys are having the best day ever today. Y'all, the temperatures are starting to creep on up on us. We're back into the pretty much the low 90s. But the breeze, you can probably hear it, the greenhouse flapping a little bit. We still got a steady breeze, which I'm thoroughly enjoying. And I'm also not complaining about the lower temps in the early mornings and later evenings. We're in the mid 60s, upper 70s, so it feels wonderful. It really does. We do have a system that's we're not in the direct path of, unless it changes. But there is a development out there in the Gulf. Looks like it's going to hit Louisiana. We should get a good bit of rain off of it that we need. I'm just hoping that this isn't a serious storm system and everybody stays safe. As I'm watering now and the cilantro has gotten pretty mature, I can actually smell it. It smells great. I know that cilantro is one of those things that you either love it or you hate it. You love it and it tastes great, or you hate it and it tastes like soap. We will be planting the garden really, really, really soon. These guys are about, uh, we're on the edge of being kind of too big for the trays. So we're ready to roll. But luckily, thank goodness, our garden bed's ready. All I have to do is just make the rows and we're ready to roll. Well, y'all, this isn't gonna be a typical Cog Hill Family Farm video. We're always, our videos are always happy-go-lucky and that kind of thing, but something happened on the farm day before yesterday that I thought would really never happen here. I really didn't. I really, 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 really didn't. So the day before yesterday, just a typical day, woke up, me and Brooke were doing the chores, and I had to put the garbage out by the road. So that was the first thing I did that morning. I dropped the garbage off, and as I was turning the tractor around, I realized quickly we had an issue here on our farm stand. As you guys know, we have this farm stand here for the community. It's been here, gosh, I think it's getting 2 years now. And this is where we sell our eggs and our produce, and we sell flowers out of here. We sell our honey here, our coffee. We had started putting some of our freeze-dry candies out here, and the community loves it. We all support each other, and y'all, there's so many of these farm stands around as well. And, it's just a part of our little community. And our community is just so, it's very rural, it's very large, but it's so tight-knit. We've had zero issues here with the farm stand. Zero issues. And none that I know of, because most of them, if not all of them, are all honor-based. Y'all just saw Brooke's video the other day where she just bought sweet potatoes from a farm stand. And that's a older lady that is a widow. We know her. So as I was turning the tractor around, I did realize something was not right. And that's this. We have an honor box that sits right here, right above the sign that says 24-hour video surveillance. A person had ripped the box off and stole whatever money was in the box. So I immediately pulled it up on my camera, on my phone, I should say, because we do have several cameras here, as stated, on all over our property. Actually, we got signs everywhere. So I pulled up and started pulling up the pictures, and there the young man was. And I let Brooke know, and of course, we were angry, very angry. It's just frustrating, that you work hard and all that, but this is such a part of the local community here. So many people come by here and support us by buying eggs and honey, and they come directly from our farm. And to have this person come over here, not only take away from us, but take away from them. So it was frustrating. Immediately I got the pictures. There was so much evidence. I mean, we took the pictures. Brooke posted them on some local Facebook sites. The clothing he was wearing was very telling. It had a business on it. We called that business too. And it didn't take long at all. And we had a name. So then I contacted my buddy Clack over there at the Clack Shack. Some of y'all may know. Y'all may not know this, but Clack is in law enforcement here. And so I called him or sent him a text and sent him all the information, the pictures and everything. He told us what all we needed to do. And I'm gonna tell y'all this right here. Number one is that I don't get mad very easily, and this made me very angry for several reasons. It also made me angry that it made me angry because that's not the type of person I am. I don't want to be like that, and I was. But not only that, I'm also a very forgiving person. I am. I empathize. I always try to find the good in every single person. And I want to tell y'all this. I'm going to tell you, after I had cooled down, I had cooled down a pretty good bit. All these scenarios started running in my head for the good. You know, maybe this person had fell on hard times. I know times are tough now for a lot of people. Um, maybe he just made a one-time mistake, and hopefully this would just scare the stew out of him. Scare him straight. That's my thinking. And that's that I made my mind up, you know, that, you know, we're going to get the sheriff here, report it, and let that be done with it. As the sheriff showed up, he started running the young man. Brooke, since she had posted it on social media, also was being shared quite a good bit around here. It's a tight-knit community, I'm telling y'all. It did not take long for us to identify this young man, and people that knew him started sending Brooke text or messages, and we realized real quick that it didn't look like this was a good person. It really didn't. It really did. It didn't. Not what I would want. It was not what I was wanting. And then of course the sheriff ran him, and yeah, he had several outstanding warrants in 3 different counties, but he does not live in our county. So, you know, that kind of threw out my original thinking of, you know, let's just forgive and forget, and maybe this would scare him. So, you know, I have totally forgiven. I absolutely have. I've forgiven the young man 100%. But we went ahead on with the procedure and filed a warrant. I know this is petty. I know it's misdemeanor. I know all that. And they probably won't even go get him. He's going to have to get pulled over or get caught doing something. And I understand how all that works, you know. And I also know that it's going to come up, and it came up with me too. You know, that's the first thing pops in your head. You know, maybe there was $8 in here because we sold 2 dozen eggs that evening, and the box was, I don't know, 20 bucks. So let's say 30, let's say 30 to $50 is what total amount. But let's just scratch the box, and let's just say it was $8. $8 in there. You know, it just wasn't but $8. You know, don't do it. It's nothing but $8. And as a matter of fact, the young man actually sent Brooke a message and apologized and used that excuse too. It wasn't, but he said $6, but we know that's not right because eggs are $4 a dozen. He said, but it wasn't, but you know, so much money, you know, I made a mistake, I'm sorry, that kind of thing. Well, then I started thinking, he didn't know how much money was in the box. He had no idea. It could have been $500 in there. It could have been $100 in there. The day prior to that, I had actually placed an envelope in the farm stand. It was a donation to a local nursing home. And they came by quickly and picked it up. And it was a check. But still, he had no idea. It was the intent. In his mind, he was hoping that there was $200 in there, you know. It was the intent. And, you know, I have forgiven, but I also feel like if he doesn't get punished in any kind of way, you know, is this just going to keep continuing on and on and on? And probably might even still continue on and on and on. I mean, now he's got maybe 4 warrants out on him. It is frustrating. It's so frustrating. If you ever had anything stolen or you ever been broken into your house or whatever, you know, you feel super violated. And another thing that comes up is fear. You know, that's kind of what that settles in is fear. And it could be fear of anything. Is it going to happen again? You know, one thing that stuck in the back of my head and still kind of sticks in the back of my head, I don't know this person whatsoever. I have no idea. But from the messages we've gotten, and it's been a lot, he's not a good person right now. Not to say he can't change, and you know, he could change his life around and be a great person. I've seen that on a personal I've seen that personally myself with a family member that hopefully one day that I can talk about and get that person on here and let him share his story and his testimony because it is great. So I know people can change, but right now, he's not a good person. And so I don't know this person. So in the back of my head is this, you know, this is a slap on the hand. I know it's a misdemeanor. He's probably gonna have to pay a fine, spend, you know, X amount of hours in jail or do some community service or whatever. And what's to say that he may not get ticked off even worse and come back here and do something else? I don't know. I don't know, but that stays in the back of my head. But I'd be dang if I'm gonna let fear take over me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. And I'm not shutting this farm stand down because of one bad egg. I'm not doing it. We're gonna leave this open. I'm not gonna be scared. And, you know, the heck with it. You know, this is my life and I'm not gonna live it in fear. And I'm not gonna let this one incident or this one bad egg ruin this for the entire community. I'm not gonna do it. We're gonna make some changes. I'm gonna make some changes to the farm stand. We're gonna add even more cameras, and I'm not gonna let this stop us, period. I'm not going to. After a while, like I said, there are some more farm stands around here. Um, we were told that another farm stand is a pretty big farm stand, but they have an honor box, and that their honor box was ripped off too, got $12 out of it, and that the box was a homemade box. And they said they had more in the box than they did the money that was stolen out of it. But again, it doesn't matter. It's the intent. That person's he's in a bad place right now, and pretty sure that was the same as that person. In a few videos, y'all gonna see us make some changes to our little farm stand here. Just some changes. Just gonna tweak a little bit. We got to get us a new money box. Brooks actually had to go take Mary Carl to the orthodontist today, and she said she's gonna pick one up. Our eggs are gonna be not out here for a few days until we get the changes made on the farm stand, but we're not gonna let this stop us. We're gonna keep on keeping on. I know. Peachy says she better be glad that she didn't catch him out there. I know, girl. I'm glad you didn't too. Oh, goodness. Y'all have a wonderful day. Y'all be good.